Now that you have more opportunities to make presentations online with your associates, with your team, with your higher-ups, it's really a good chance to talk about speaker notes and what do you do with them. Let's get started. Speaker notes. So you do a PowerPoint presentation and you have your speaker notes right there. The question is, do you read them all or do you just use them as a crutch? Well, the answer is either one. But I have two suggestions, actually 3 suggestions. The first suggestion is if you feel more comfortable using speaker notes, that is terrific. Practice them over and over and over again so that they become a part of you. If you can put your speaker notes together, practice a few times, and then just have them there for reference, even better, so you can be more off the page, talking as though you really are speaking directly in an impromptu yet prepared way, as opposed to just reading something. That is not what you want to do. All right, so that's the first one, is practice. Now, here's the deal. Most of us don't have time to practice a lot before we give a PowerPoint presentation. Depends on the circumstances, but if this is a work requirement, that you're doing a weekly update, you're giving your message to your team, if you have the time, I say do it. Take the time. Practice makes perfect. But if you don't, then here's my next tip. And that is, use your voice, use speaking techniques, tools to make the engagement, to make the presentation more engaging. First off, when you're doing your presentation, think about pauses. Take a pause here and there. If you go completely through everything you're saying because all the sentences are there and you only pause between slides because that's where the stop is in terms of the notes, then it's going to sound very kind of, well, you know, as though you're just reading. So try to take some pauses. Secondly, use another technique of hitting key words, operative words. What are the operative words in your presentation? Don't just read everything on the same kind of volume with the same kind of emphasis. We're talking, and everything's important, of course. You know, if you're talking about the sun and the moon and the earth, they're all very important. The sun is very important. No, we have to have the sun and the moon and the earth. And which one is the most important depending on your presentation? Use your voice to hit those operative words. And the third technique you can use is punchlines. Remember, the energy comes at the end of a line so often, and so often we kind of drop off when we come to the end of a line. We say what we're telling the person, and we kind of drop off at the end. Don't do that. Use the energy as a stand-up comic would. The energy comes at the end. And my third tip for you, so the first is to practice, practice, practice. Second is to use some good speaking techniques. And my third piece of advice for you is just break it down to the simple notes. Don't use all of the speaker notes to write out every single word. Just put your headlines, your highlights, and that way you can speak more extemporaneously. But again, if you feel comfortable having all those words up there, try to take it off the page. And just by using some simple tools of pausing, hitting operative words, and taking your energy to the end of the lines, you can sound a lot more enthusiastic, a lot more dynamic, and a lot more impromptu, a lot more organic than you would sound if you're just reading the script. So I hope this video helped you. Put those tips into your next presentation and let us know how it goes for you.